Greetings and salutations, my friends. Have I got a... What?
Molly's on the bed. You said she was down.
I did put her downstairs. You must have let her out.
I don't want to disturb her.
Put her to bed. Put her to bed.
Let's sing now.
No, you're not singing. Just fuck off. Have I got a story to tell you, my friends? So, when you last left us, we had played 18 games. Yeah, that's right, innit? I wrote it down for reasons you're about to hear. Played 18 games, 12 points. Not the best start, but we had that group of shitties, so we're in contention, that battle of the crap teams in the league and stuff like this. So after I recorded the last episode, I went on to play a few games in between, as I always do. And during one game, I had one of the worst own goals you're ever likely to see. It was a goalkeeper. Basically, we were attacking... so all our attackers were pushed up, and defenders and everything like this, and the goalkeeper got it. He just hoofed clearance, right, and it went way over everybody, miles over everybody, bounced at about 25 yards away from goal. Nobody anywhere near it. So goalkeeper comes wandering out, gets about 3/4 of the way there. There's no defenders or strikers anywhere near him, right? Another 30 yards, right? And he gets 3/4 of the way there, and then he thinks, nah, fuck it. And just walks back towards his goal really slowly. And then eventually a striker gets there, picks up the ball and scores. And that was funny. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, no, terrible. But I thought, I'll record this because I want to post this on Twitter. It's funny. And so I saved the game. And I launched OBS, which is my recording software. Now, very occasionally, OBS crashes my whole system, just freezes my whole system when I launch it. And that's what happened. I was like, okay, happens occasionally. Boom, restart, job done. Went to load the game, couldn't load your game, corrupted. And I've had this once before, and what it is if I save the game, because it's saved on the cloud, and then the game crashes, within a couple of minutes, it's like it hasn't saved it to the cloud properly, or it's midway or something, and then it's gone, and it just corrupted, wouldn't load. So I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, I've played a few games tonight. I'll just have to replay them, get the same results, not score lines, but blah, blah, blah. So I went to load the last save. Do you want to know when the last save was? End of last season, 3 games left, which... After an hour of crying to myself quietly and wanting to put my fist through one of my monitors before I realised they're far too expensive, I thought, okay, well, what I'll do, because I've recorded an episode, what I'll do is I will load that save up, I will survive relegation. Ironically, we did, without going into the relegation playoffs, we survived, which is good. And then I thought, what I'll do is I'll sign all the same players that I did, that you've already seen, sign the same players, and then play through the season up until the point, I'm like I said, 12 points from 18 games. Make sure I get to that point, and then we're all set. I'm not going to get exact score lines and everything the same, because that would just take forever and everything like that. So I was like, okay, so I lost like 8 hours of Football Manager. I was like, fuck it, okay, do what needs to be done. So I did the transfer window. I'll take you through it. It's very similar. I had to pay more for a couple of players, and one player didn't want to arrive. And we got in a bid for a player. I'll just show you them now. So it's all up to here. Kevin Jardine, who's a new guy. So we got the 2 from Edinburgh City. We paid 4K and 4K. We had to pay 5K and 6K because reasons. All the rest are the same. The only other thing that happened was that one of the players, I think it was the left back, wouldn't sign. Oh no, the left back, Scott Maxwell. We got a bid in for 10K for him, and I was like, you know what? I'm having that 10K because that's payment for having to redo the last 6-8 hours of Football Manager, right? So I was like, fine, take the 10K. But the rest is pretty much the same, other than we didn't sign a couple of the fringe, I signed a couple of backups, I think, backup centre back and something, and another right back, but we didn't need them, so I was like, okay, I won't bother signing them. And I also got in, where is he? So there's Crosby. He's the 2020 man. Jardine. So we got Jardine on loan, was the only sort of big difference here. A sort of really good sort of central midfielder option. So then it was a case of, okay, we need to get to the same results. Trouble is, I was going to play the cups out. I wasn't going to lose or win on every round of the cup. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to play the cups, etc. We started off the season really well. We got a different cup draw randomly in this, where you're supposed to get like a team from each division in the League Cup. 3 of these teams are from League One in this group. So that was weird. And we just destroyed everybody, right? And then we started off far too well in the league because I had to get to 12 points from 18 games. And we picked up the points way too quickly. We were playing well, because we'd sort of fixed ourselves on this sort of 4-4-2 narrow diamond thing. And I was like, shit, we got to this game and I'd realised I'd already accumulated the 12 points. So much like the world's worst cheat, I was having to play games. If I won them, I was having to quit and reload the save and to make sure I lost them. So I had to, on purpose, lose like 10 games in a row. In hindsight, I probably should have reloaded one of these ones earlier that I won, because I should have spread the wins out. Purposely going on a terrible run. I was playing an 18-year-old goalkeeper. I was playing a random formation with 5 at the back, flat back 5 with defensive fullbacks. All sorts of random shit. And then sort of some of the games were getting a bit out of hand. I didn't want to get smashed too much. So then I was like, okay, try something a bit better so we don't lose 8-0 or something like that. But the thing is, we got to the point, where is it? There. Where we were exactly the same. We're out of all the cups. I think we're in the Challenge Cup. We're out of all the other cups. We're in League One. So basically, we're at the exact same point where we've got 12 points from 18 games. The problem, the downside of what happened was that, we were in this sort of shitty team battle. It turns out, this time around, we were 7 points adrift, which is a little bit annoying, got to admit. But from the start of the season, where I'd used the tactic we worked on, previously before the crash, I was like, I'm confident as long as the sort of morale is not too bad, we can turn it around. So let's ignore all that shit I've just said. And basically, because in essence, we're in the same spot. We're exactly the same points and all that good stuff. So after the last episode, that's how it works, yeah? We then played Arbroath. And this is when we could unleash the tactic that I think really works well. And we've gone on a pretty good run for our team. We beat Arbroath 2-1. Kevin Jardine with 2 penalties, because they like giving us penalties. Aloha we drew 2-2 with, another Jardine penalty. We had a sending off, but Callum McDonald got a 93rd minute ping of an equaliser. And then East Kilbride, we beat 2-1. Jardine with another penalty. That's 4 penalties in 3 games. I think the game was like, go on. You've lost all those games in a row, have this. And Critchley got a goal. We lost to top of the league in Inverness, but only 2-1. And we did score first, a little bit unfortunately, McCurdy. Brecon we drew 2-2. McCurdy and Jardine. And Berwick we beat 3-1. Stephen Campbell, because we've just done the January transfer window, I'll take you through those signings. And Jordan Critchley with a cheeky little brace. So the league table doesn't look too bad. Do you remember? Who was it? Was it East Kilbride who were like bottom by a mile, wasn't it? So now it's Aloha, like cut adrift completely. It's funny how things change, isn't it? And randomly in the Scottish Challenge Cup semi-final, we're playing Port fucking Vale, who are 14th in the National League of England. I know these Scots were funny, but what is going on there? A couple of the other little bits to notice, that Kevin Bell, who was amazing, hasn't quite done it this time around. Not quite been the hero that we mean. And I know that football, you shouldn't expect the same result, right? Of course you shouldn't. If you replay the same game 10 times, you shouldn't get the same result. It's football. It's like and it works as intended, because if you replayed the same game in real life 10 times, you'd get tons of different results and stuff like that. But it's just annoying that Kevin Bell has not done it. But let you take you through the January transfers. We have got on loan Stephen Campbell, another Dunfermline striker loan, who's just a pretty solid all-rounder, actually. He's also got good free kick taking, really good physicals, decent mentals as well. Finishing's not the best, but it's good first touch, good free kick taking, great teamwork and all that good stuff. I just felt like we needed a bit more oomph up front because the two main guys weren't scoring. And then we just signed Harry Campbell on loan from Ayr United, who's just a solid centre-back. Two of our centre-backs are whinging because not enough game times. So I've fucked them off. Mickey Owen was just, he's giving it all that. He's not a bad player, but when he's bitching as much as he was, and he was on 180 quid a week as well, I was like, oh, fuck off, mate, fuck off. Cull. And then Doki Green has gone on to Linlithgow Rose. What division are they in? In the Geosonic Scottish Lowland League. Yeah, he did well for us. You know, he did well for us in League 2. He was never really a League 1 player. But he's gone on a loan until his contract runs out, basically. So we're all caught up. Just before somebody puts in the comments, oh, you should have a rolling save. I do have. The game automatically saves every single month, and it has a 3 rolling save, right? Because then in case something does happen, you've got it. But the trouble is, because just as a habit, I just save the game quite a lot. It's just instinct. If there's a pause, I'll just save the game, or I'm going to make a cup of tea, I'll save the game. So I was refreshing the rolling save, so I was just saving over the save game, and I was saving it more often than every month, because the month starts from when you last saved. So therefore, all the saves had gone onto the same. But I'm hoping you're okay with that. I couldn't do anything more, to be honest. And like I said, we're exactly the same point. The only difference is that we made pretty much all the entire same signings, apart from like one guy. We didn't buy a backup right back because in the end I decided to just keep Dunsmore, who was kind of the same shitness level anyway. But everybody else is pretty much the same. The narrow diamond has adapted slightly to a 4-1-3-2 because number 10s just don't work for me. So I'm playing this guy as a number like 8.5, 9.5. That doesn't even make any sense. Some number and a bit. He's on attack anyway, but the rest is pretty much the same. Just looking for overlap. Pretty simple, but we're pushing that high line as we talked about before in previous episodes. So, right, boys. Today we've got a difficult game. We're just going to play the one because I've literally waffled on for 14 minutes. But, you know, that's why you love me. We're playing Dumbarton, who are third in the league. We're on good form, but it's important that we get out of this. I just want to check one thing. How's old McMuffin doing? Where did he go? Wasn't it Berwick? Where did... Hang on. Because I had to replay the end of last season. He would have been released again. Has he just retired from football? What? Hang on. I've got to check this out. Where is he? Has he just disappeared? Monday, McMahon, Hamilton King, Coupe, is it? Wait, what? Yeah, this is him. This is McMuffin. He just retired from football. Okay. Sorry, mate. Sorry, we maybe should have accepted a contract then. Right, let's go, boys. All caught up. We're playing pretty well. I think I'm confident we're going to battle. I'm not saying we're going to get playoffs or whatever, but I reckon we're not going to get cut adrift. We've got 12 games left of the season. We should be pretty good. The training facilities have been completed, which is lovely. We now just have poor training facilities, which is, you know, great news. Right, come on, boys, keep up the form. Look at the crowds. Look at them. Wonder how our training facilities is. That a big tent? Have they just built a tent? How did a tent cost that much money? That's just a marquee. You've not built a training facilities, lads. Probably some dodgy tax scam or something. Right, come on, boys. Yeah, so I'm glad we're all caught up. Like I said, I hope you're okay with it, but it's all I could do really, anyway. The only other option would be to basically write off the entire last 4 episodes that I'd recorded previously and then start the season over again. But I thought, no, we've done the transfers and stuff like that. Let's just try and repeat the process. I was annoyed that Edinburgh made me pay $3,000 more though, for the same players. Right, come on, boys. Kelly, who's been probably our best player, even when we were pretty turd. Go on, Greg's the Bakers. He's not getting enough goal, Greggy. That's lovely, Greg's. Go on, Greg's. But I'm liking this formation. I just like the way it seems to play. Jardine with the ball out. Kelly with another assist. Yeah, he was even when we were playing our 18-year-old goalkeeper and stuff, he was the only bright light. It was so weird winning games and going, nope, reload, winning, nope, reload that again. I reckon we would be safe mid-table at least. I reckon we would be 4th, 5th, that sort of area, if I'd played properly without... I was going to say save scumming. It's not really... It's the opposite of save scumming. Save... I don't know. I don't know what the opposite of that is. But we're... Oh, boys. But like I said, the formation we settled on... I actually... When it happened, I was fucking distraught. I was so depressed. But actually, I quite enjoyed it. I had it set, because obviously I had to whiz through a bunch of games, I had it set to super speedy highlights, text only, no replays. And it was like playing old Football Manager with just reading the text, reading the same lines, same 30 lines of text for the highlights of goals. It took me back. Come on, boys. Create some good chances here. Go on, Greggs. Campbell, he's the new guy. I'm playing him, just trying it out as a pressing forward, but on defend. It's his most natural role. He's a very good pressing forward anyway, but he likes... Oh, that's good. But Greggs needs to get himself in the goals. Go on, Greg. He's getting himself in the goals. Go on, you pasty. Have that, you big sausage roll. It's girthy. 2-0. Greggs is 8th of the season. Oh, it's good, boys. It's good. It's nice because I was starting to wonder, and I'm not saying we've got some sort of wonder team here, right, lads? I'm not saying we're going to get playoffs, but I was starting to wonder if we were ever going to improve enough to not be in a relegation scrap every season, like tiny little improvements every season. And I'm still not sure how finances are going to turn out long term. You've got to be careful of it. I should probably make some subs, shouldn't I? Donald Sutherland out of retirement and banging in goals with his head. He's a tall fella, really, to be fair. Okay, let's skip that shit. Okay, just drop these back a little bit to help out sort out defence. The rest is pretty standard. P-Money, bit of P-Money action. P-Money prefers being right in the centre as well. It means he doesn't have to run about after kicking it off. All right, come on, boys. Let's just praise them. Bad feeling, boys. Bad feeling. Look at the space that dude's got. What a tackle! Kelly with a worldie of a tackle. I thought he was just going to lay it off. And Kelly is just... That was amazing. Oh, free header. That's offside. That's why you don't have men on the posts, boys. Because they would have just played him onside. Right, can we chill out a little bit, lads? Can we not have this highlight continue? Jesus, are we really doing this? I should probably not play with a really high line in the last 5 minutes. I will... Now I'm pretty much settled on this formation. For the time... Fucking hell. For the time being, I'll make us a sort of 1 goal up last 10 minutes formation, just a slightly more counter-attacking, drop a little bit deeper, but not deep. 45 seconds left. I still feel like we might concede. Just keep it. Go on, you ginger ninja. P-Money. Greggs. Nice one. Ball out to Harper, the left back. Go on, Harps. I think there was it? I can't remember, but I think it was maybe the left back It's different because he chose another club. I would try to do the same signings. I think it was the left back, but he's pretty much the same as the other guy we had. Oh, P Money winning balls like he's a boss. Go on, Gregs. That'll do, boys. That'll do. Come on. Playoffs, lads. Playoffs. Anyone for some playoffs? Too early to say. It's a bit scary at the end there, but let's just have a look at the league. I'm not saying we'll get playoffs, right? I just want to have a little look for a friend. All right. All right. 7 points, lads. 7 points. Okay, third might be out of our reach, but we could sneak in fourth. Our current form is good enough to pitch our way up the league into fourth. That would be lovely. He's finally scored 16 hours. 16 hours. Fucking hell. Well done, mate. And he got 2 like bloody buses, weren't they? Right, there we go, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. I'm glad this video's done. We're back on track now. Like I said, I just want to reiterate, there was no cheating going on. Like, I know you know that I wouldn't do that, but I just want to say it, put it out there. There's no cheating going on. In fact, like I said, I was doing better than I was before, and I had to do shitter to get to the exact same points from the same amount of games as we had before to get us back on track. So I hope you'll forgive me. It was just one of those shitty things that happens. I did have a little cry, but it's fine. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.